History isn't written by the winners. It's written by the people who stayed angry the longest. Revenge. Some people process heartbreak by journaling, some by therapy, and some by starting civil wars, exhuming corpses, or stabbing warlords during meditation. Welcome to History Facts Uncovered, the only channel where we don't ask, is this historically accurate? We ask, who woke up and chose violence? And before we dive in, drop a comment. Which revenge story is your favorite? The romantic meltdown? The student turned assassin? The ex-slave who slapped the Mongols back to reality? I'm taking bets in the comments. Also, hit like. It helps the algorithm know you enjoy completely unhinged history. All right, let's uncover 3 revenge stories so fierce that even karma probably took notes. Peter I and Inez. Romeo and Juliet, but with more decapitation and corpse pageantry. Let's travel back to 14th century Portugal, land of castles, politics, and arranged marriages that no one asked for. Prince Peter is being married off to Constanza, a lovely woman he absolutely did not care about, because stepping out of the carriage that day was someone else. Inez de Castro, the lady-in-waiting, the accidental homewrecker, the medieval 10 out of 10. Neither Peter took one look at her and basically forgot he was getting married. Constanza stepped forward politely, and Peter's brain said, "Girl, please move. You're blocking the view." But contracts are contracts, so he marries Constanza, while openly hooking up with Inez right under the royal table. This is medieval Europe. Privacy hadn't been invented yet, so rumors spread at 5G speed. Constanza equals miserable. Benin equals furious. The court equals confused but invested. Nor Portugal equals one bad decision away from a political meltdown. King Alfonso, Peter's father, tried everything. Ban her, exile her, send her far, far away. For God's sake, Peter, pick literally anyone else to obsess over. But Peter followed Inez like a medieval golden retriever with separation anxiety. Then, Constanza died giving birth, tragic, and Peter's first thought wasn't grief, repaired, "I can finally marry Inez." His father's reaction? Oh, absolutely not. Not over my royal corpse. So Alfonso made a decision only medieval kings and Greek tragedies could come up with. If we cannot stop this relationship, we remove the girlfriend permanently. He sent 3 assassins to Coimbra. They dragged Inez from the monastery and beheaded her in front of her children. When Peter found her body, something inside him snapped. Grief plus guilt plus royal instability equals the perfect recipe for a spectacular revenge arc. He grabbed a sword, raised an army, and launched a mini civil war against his own father. He lost, because it's really hard to win when your enemy literally raised you. But 2 years later, Alfonso died. Transgender became king. Now it was personal. First decree as king: find the 3 assassins. He hunted them for years, finally caught 2 of them in Castile. Punishment? Not hanging, not beheading. No, Peter had taste. He ordered their hearts ripped out while they were still alive. Some sources claim he did it himself, which is honestly on brand at this point. But wait, we haven't reached the peak crazy yet. Peter announced, "Oh, by the way, I secretly married Inez before she died, and therefore she was Queen of Portugal." Then he unfinished her corpse, racist, dressed it in royal garments, placed it on the throne, blazing, and forced the entire court to kiss her decomposing hand as a sign of loyalty. Imagine being a nobleman that day. Do we have to kiss her? Yes. But she's... yes. Okay. If Shakespeare wrote this, people would have said it was unrealistic. SHI JIANQIAO, a college girl, a murdered father, and a decade-long side quest for vengeance. Fast forward to 1920s China, where political warlords are swapping power faster than people change phone wallpapers. SHI JIANQIAO was a normal student, until her father, General Shi Kongbin, was captured by warlord Sun Quanfang. Sun didn't just execute him. No, he decapitated him at a train station and paraded the head on a bamboo pole. SHI JIANQIAO received the news, collapsed, sobbed, blackberry, then rose with the power of 1,000 ancestors whispering, "Do something absolutely unhinged." She swore a vow, bebbing her father or die trying. She changed her name to SHI JIANQIAO, Rising Sword, and started a 10-year manhunt for the warlord who ruined her family. Meanwhile, Sun Quanfang had taken his own dramatic turn. He lost power, retreated from public life, and became a Buddhist lay monk. Yes, the man who once decorated train stations with severed heads was now teaching sutras and inner peace. But JIANQIAO didn't care if he became a monk, a magician, or a mushroom farmer. She tracked him down to a temple in Tianjin. On November 13, 1935, Sun Quanfang knelt before a Buddhist altar, leading a peaceful prayer. Very peaceful, very calm, very unaware that fate booked him an appointment. JIANQIAO walked in, quiet, brightness, no hesitation. She aimed her pistol at the back of his head and fired 3 rounds. Sun dropped instantly. The prayer session turned into a panic session, but JIANQIAO didn't run. Instead, she sat beside the corpse and handed out printed leaflets explaining her motives like it was a political campaign. Her arrest ignited a national firestorm. Traditionalists. She fulfilled filial piety, a saint. Correctives. She literally murdered a guy? Newspapers. This is the most exciting thing since sliced bread. Her trial reached the Supreme Court. Preventity bellivered behind her. Public opinion roared louder than any verdict. Outcome? She was pardoned. Her act was declared a morally justified revenge killing. JIANQIAO lived peacefully until 1979. A gentle, elderly woman who casually carried one of the most iconic revenge kills of the 20th century.
Her courage fuels our defiance.
Sultan Kutuz, the ex-slave who became the guy the Mongols finally couldn't beat. And now, welcome to the Mongol era. The time when entire cities could vanish because one guy insulted the wrong horse. Kutuz was born a prince in the Khwarezmian Empire, until the Mongols invaded, killed millions, and sold him into slavery in Egypt. He was raised as a Mamluk soldier, became a hardened warrior, and eventually rose to become the ruler of Egypt. Then came a knock at the door. The Mongols sent a letter, and not a polite one. It basically read, "Submit or die horribly. Our horses are fast. Your God can't save you. XOXO, Hulagu Khan." The Mamluk court panicked. We should flee. We should hide. We should pretend we didn't receive the message. Kutuz looked around and said, You all eat thanks to the people's taxes. If you won't defend them, who will? Then he invited the Mongol envoys back in and ordered them cut in half and their heads displayed on Cairo's gate. Diplomacy level, chaotic evil. Kutuz joined forces with General Baybars, assembled what troops they could, and marched to face the Mongols at Ain Jalut. This was the showdown no one thought possible. The unstoppable Mongol war machine versus a scrappy army of ex-slaves. Baybars lured the Mongols forward, using their own hit-and-run tactics. Bankrupt Kutuz waited in the forests with the main force. When the Mongols charged blindly into the trap, Kutuz ordered his archers to unleash hell. The battle turned brutal fast. The Mamluk left flank began to collapse. Defeat seemed imminent. Kutuz watched his army crumble and thought, "I have already lost one homeland. Never again." He threw off his helmet, roared, "O Islam!" and charged headfirst into the Mongol line. His men, seeing their sultan in the front, lost their fear and gained pure adrenaline-fueled rage. And then, something happened that had never happened before. The Mongols ran. They retreated. They broke. They fled. Ain Jalut became the first major Mongol defeat in history. Kutuz had done the impossible. He stopped the unstoppable. He saved Egypt, Syria, and probably the entire Middle East. Then, in peak medieval fashion, on the way home he was assassinated, almost certainly by Baybars, his own ally. History lesson. Victory is sweet, but watch your back on the victory parade. Revenge, the original multi-season drama series. What do these stories teach us? 1. Don't interfere with a prince's forbidden romance. It may end with civil war, mutilation, and kissing embalmed hands. 2. Never assume a grieving daughter will move on. Shields might move on. To buying a gun and planning for a decade. And for the love of everything holy, don't send threatening letters to former slaves. They might be Kutuz, interchange. Your skull decorates a city gate. Threesome eras. 3 endings soaked in poetic brutality. History isn't just about battles and kings, well, about what humans do when pushed past the breaking point. Lifelong and how far they'll go to right a wrong. If you enjoyed this episode of History Facts Uncovered, hit like, drop your favorite revenge story in the comments. Rectangular for more dark, messy, deeply human stories the textbooks politely ignore. Burlington, because here we uncover the facts they don't want you to know.